Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 44 of the Squadron podcast.
That's nearly 45.
This is a little bit different.
No.
Oh, okay, this is exactly how it usually
don't
is.
We always
Don't
have
worry about
microphones
it.
and stand?
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't worry. Yeah. Don't we always awkwardly stand with our microphones?
Yeah, just awkwardly phone with our microphones like this. That's how we always do it.
And we're definitely not covering anything behind us.
Definitely not covering anything behind us. You heard it last week. What we're doing this week, and you've seen it in the thumbnail. The beautiful, beautiful thumbnail.
It's gorgeous thumbnail. Once again, thank you to
Same person that made thumbnail made what's standing behind us right now, which we're very excited about.
Is it the?
And it's a tier list,
It's
baby.
a tier list.
Welcome to the Set 2 Leader tier list.
And this is going to be used quite a lot. So you're going to be seeing this a lot.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful piece of work, and we're definitely not going to break it.
I might. Not on purpose.
No.
I might.
But I might.
A few housekeeping things. So firstly, check this out. This is how pretty much all of our tier list videos is going to go for now. There's a lot of fun stuff. Set 2 is nearly upon us.
It's too close.
too close.
Yeah.
Seriously though. So with that, we have had a large influx of spoilers, and we've talked on the side. And what we want to do is we want to start branching out into more content. Just content in general, stuff like this, more breakdowns, deck talks. So what we're going to do from now on...
Showdown videos?
More Showdown videos. That video is doing really well.
Check that out.
Please go. It's actually such a good watch.
I put a lot of effort into it, and I would appreciate it if you watched it. And if you did watch it, thank you very much.
I enjoyed it. There's my favorite Spy Squadron member films it, and my second favorite Spy Squadron member cameos in it. So I think that's pretty cool. But so what we're going to do from now on is, because we're going to get a large influx of spoilers and things like that, what we're going to do is we're going to save our big card review where we're going to talk about all the cool, relevant cards. We're going to do that once a set. So when set 3 comes out, what we'll do is each week that goes by with spoilers, we'll probably talk about notable rares and legendaries, or if like a really crazy card pops up, we'll talk about that.
Especially with we didn't really know what the spoiler season was going to look like, and it's jam-packed.
Oh, it's crazy. So many cards.
It kind of turned into a fact that we were just doing spoilers for weeks on end, and it's not what you want to see, it's not what we want to do. So
I mean, we love talking about the cards,
absolutely.
But it takes a lot of time for us, and obviously we've got a lot of other stuff we're going to do. James is going to edit videos, we're going to make thumbnails, we're going to do all this running around and stuff, so we can't unfortunately talk about cards all the time for 2 to 3 hours.
What a shame.
But so what we're going to do is we're going to obviously cover off leaders, rares, legendaries, and notable commons and uncommons that might pop up.
Yep.
That's what set 3 is going to look like week to week, and then we're going to do one big video, probably to the end of spoiler season once everything's out, and it's just going to be like, here are cool notable cards we're going to talk about.
Sure. Speaking of legendaries,
So let's dive into it.
Let's dive into
We've
it.
had some really cool ones.
We have one each that go together quite well, if I do say so myself. Please take my hand and let me introduce you to...
Is it Kylo Ren?
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren Killing the Past. This is a 6-cost aggression villainy 6/7 force first order.
Ooh la la.
Who says if you control a Ray card?
Not many of those.
Well, no, of course, not many of those, but there is a leader. This card, you don't have to pay this card's villainy aspect cost. You ignore its villainy aspect.
Absolutely. Importantly, you do still pay its aggression cost.
True. So it's not ignore the aspects completely. So in order to run it, you would run it in a blue-red Ray deck.
Yeah.
And you only need to pay the 6 for it, because you check the card, villain aspect is wiped off, and we check and we go, cool. Now, importantly to note as well, this is worded the same way as cards like Boba Fett's Fire Spray, Gideon's Light Cruiser. So it means that even if your leader is not deployed, you can still play this card.
Absolutely. Leader and unit will both count towards...
Super cool. So, it's not all. This card has on attack. On attack, give a unit +2/+0, and if it is a non-villain unit, give it an experience counter. Well,
yeah, absolutely. So it kind of synergizes
really good.
Synergizes with the fact that you might be wanting to play this in a hero deck. Also synergizes with the fact that if you want to throw this in a Kylo deck, there's a lot of neutral red cards in there that you can buff up.
Like a lot of just like Cantina Braggarts, your two tubes, all that kind of stuff, and you're just putting counters on them, giving them +2/+0, or the base thing that it is meant for, the deck it goes in, swing with your swing it and give your Ray Leader +2/+0 and another experience counter on top of her.
Absolutely.
She's swinging for 6, restore 3 with
That's
this
right
card.
here, look at it. It's beautiful.
Whoa. Also, can we talk about this art? Take my hand.
Take my hand.
Take my hand. This is going to look so good.
Speaking of fantastic art on legendaries, we have the alternate of this, and that is Ray, keeping the past. I love the art on this card. She's a 5-cost 4/7.
Stats, hello.
Fantastic stats. And she says, when you have a Kylo, ignore the hero aspect on this. It is a vigilance hero, by the way.
Isn't that convenient?
Isn't that convenient? She also has, on attack, you may heal 2 from another friendly unit.
That's good.
If it is a non-heroism unit, give it a shield token.
That's bonkers. There's a few cards that obviously go really well with this. The unit
Finn,
that goes
you can get rid of the shield to give him a shield.
Finn is a hero.
Sure is.
Notably the Kylo unit. Yep, heal it for 2, put a shield on it.
Love to.
Cards like Bendu. If you're running mono blue. Like if you're running mono blue, I know you probably got a lot of hero cards in there, but boy is just a 5-cost 4/7 heal 2 incredible.
Yeah.
And then on cards like Bendu, you shield him.
Sure does.
That's wild.
Very good.
Honestly, I give both of these a collective.
Ooh.
I'll give them a collective 4.5 out of 5 on the Spice-ometer.
Lovely.
I think they are really good together. I think they're really good separately. I do think that Rey is slightly better than Kylo because she's more aggressively costed, but I think they're awesome.
Both of them are very aggressively costed.
True. Both of them are incredibly
4/7
costed.
and 6 cost 6/8.
Yeah.
Crazy.
6/7. My green-red Sith deck with Palpatine's Return is coming together. It's coming together. Next up, we have a. We're just talking blue. Let's talk double blue.
Let's talk double blue.
Double blue.
Double blue.
True.
What if Bendu died?
Well, that would suck because I'd really want him back.
Yeah.
I wish he had a second chance.
Woo!
This is a second chance. This is an upgrade.
Give it up for second chance!
It is.
Watch my heart die at door number 2. It's
second
chance!
So this card is a 4-cost blue upgrade that says, when the unit this is attached to is defeated this phase, you may play it from your discard pile for free.
And to be clear, this is not something where you get to play it immediately. You do have to use an action to play it, very similar to Cobb Vanth.
The Vanth man.
But it is still very cool.
Still very cool. Cobb Vanth and Cobb Vanth accessories.
Indeed.
But this card is nuts. Bring back your 5-cost Rey unit. Bring back your Bendu. Bring back your Obi-Wan. Bring back your Luke. Or let's take it from a villain angle. Bring back, your Avenger.
Yeah, absolutely. The higher cost this is put on, the more it's going to do.
So much value.
Big on defeats, big on plays. Both get very, very, very cool when you start to bring them back multiple times.
Just running this in, with Cargo Juggernaut, and even some just the normal cards is pretty good. So definitely think this is a really cool card.
Cargo Juggernaut, known set 2 card.
Known set 2 card gets reprint. I'm going to give this card a 4 out of 5. I think this is really good. This is also a legendary.
I hate to tell you, there's a problem. Yep, the building is on fire.
Oh my gosh, that means we have to. That means we've got to
evacuate.
Oh, here it is.
There it is.
That's really good.
What are you looking at?
We'll get to leaving the fire in a second.
Yeah,
we're talking about this
We're talking about the
first.
card first. This card is a 6-cost. Cunning.
Oh, that's interesting. That's nice. What could it do?
It says bounce every single card on the board to their owner's hand. It says get them back on up there. Get them on out of here.
Okay.
Scoot.
So it's turn 5.
Yeah.
And you've paid 6.
Got it.
And untapped all your units.
Oh, yeah.
And at the end of this turn, you lose. And you're ready. How could I?
Because we're having a standoff.
And how could I possibly have it? I pay 6 and I say, well, guys, we can't stand off. We have to evacuate.
Yeah, there's a fire. It's a good card.
It's a really good card.
It's similar to Super Laser Blast in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Aggro hates it.
Absolutely, Aggro hates it.
Aggro hates it.
But it is
it's nice and
cheaper. It is it is worse than Super Laser Blast, but it's nicely costed to be such.
See, I don't know. It's cheaper. It's in a really nice control color, and your opponent notably does not get any when defeated effects off of this.
True.
There are no when defeated effects that trigger from this ability occurring because you're bouncing everything. Now, obviously, aggro hates this. They can't build up. It's difficult for them. They get all those cards back in their hand, but
You know who else hates this?
who hates it?
Finalizer.
Finalizer hates.
Finalizer hates this.
Finalizer hates Waylay, but I think
this waylays everything.
true.
So
true.
I get my board back.
And for 3 more, no less. Instead of pay 6 Waylay 2, it's pay 6 Waylay them all. Except for the leaders, non-leaders. I mean,
which is good.
Can't really have your leaders.
Which
come
is
back in your hand.
which is good.
Like, that'd be weird.
If it was, that'd be weird. We have to pay 5 for them. Like pay 5 for Han Solo, maybe.
Well, before we get to that, I like this card.
I think it's good.
I think I want to give it a 4.5 out of 5. I think
A 4.5 out of 5.
4.5 out of 5. Well, it is a leader tier list.
It is a leader tier list. If only we had some leaders to put on the leader tier list.
Oh, by the way, you're probably sitting there going, but guys, there are leaders to talk about. Well, we'll get there when we get there.
When we get there.
They're in the pile.
They're somewhere back there.
Somewhere. Speaking of which...
Backstage.
Backstage?
Yeah.
I
They can't see the backstage area.
Well, the people backstage said, let me have a microphone. I cannot. I don't know why they did that.
why they did it
Yeah,
I was saying one microphone, guys. One
Leaders!
microphone. Leaders!
Would you go first? You want to go first? Or shall I go
yeah,
first?
right. Let's go first.
Just show me what you got.
Oh, boy. We're starting with the doozy. We're starting with Hondo Onaka.
That's just good business.
That's
right
just good
there.
business.
That's
You're
just
blocking
good
the ABCD.
Oh, look at the Sab could have...
I love the Sabaguda.
Any TCG player's alphabet.
Hondo Onaka.
He's green. He's
Villainy.
mean.
Command.
He is.
It's all about smuggle.
Yeah.
Weirdly lacking in this set.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Smuggle.
Yeah, smuggle. But I think the thing is, smuggle's gonna get a lot of support as we go on. So leaders like Hondo and Lando, both those, are going to be better as time goes on. And
There's a lot of future proofing in this set, is something I'll say. A lot of the leaders are future proofing, and a lot of the set 1 leaders are kind of coming into their own for this
because
set.
of this. Yeah, it's interesting and it's really cool. So I rate Hondo to a degree. I think he's pretty interesting.
So this is when you smuggle something, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, give that unit an XP token. So essentially gives an added bonus to smuggling things.
Pretty cool.
Very cool, but with I don't think there's enough
you can
smuggle.
you can give a unit? Or,
Yes, so it does not have to be the unit that you smuggle in, which is actually big. And I haven't really played with a lot of smuggle. There's not a lot of smuggle cards, but there is that new double green smuggle that you can kind of recycle forever.
Yeah, that card's cool.
is
And
very
they're weak
interesting.
way pirates. Hello.
Exactly. So it's kind of one of those things where if you're playing double green of him, you can play them. When they get defeated, you can put them into your energy and smuggle them back.
I do like Hondo Yellow. I like Hondo Yellow because you can run stuff like Evacuate, obviously. But you also get to run DL44, Hot Shot DL44, and when you smuggle that out, you can put it on a unit, tap Hondo, give an experience counter, and then swing with that unit. So that's pretty nice. Obviously, it costs 3 to play it from your hand generally, but you want to be smuggling that card out to get the value of attacking off.
Absolutely.
And when you do, you buff it. Hondo on his flip side, he's a big boy.
He's a 3/7.
I'm pretty sure he has Overwhelm. And I think he also says he'll be up here, but he's the same ability text when you.
Suppose we don't have
something
flip
else.
side because we need to put it somewhere.
We gotta put it somewhere. What do you think?
Well, I have the card, so I get to choose.
You do,
And I do believe, unfortunately, I would love to put him up here in S tier, but
also love
he is
to.
actually going in C.
He is an interesting leader, and giving out experience counters is good. His body is fairly decent, and his art is hilarious.
Yes.
But there's a big but, because he's got a big but.
A big butt.
There is not a lot of large-scale smuggle support that is heavily worth running
I think
in that
what
deck.
hurts him the most is there's not really any cheap smuggle.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he's really looking for, to be able to play multiple smuggle cards, constantly cycling through that energy, replacing it. Oh, it's another smuggle card.
I'm going to get it,
I'm going to get it again. That kind of thing. And I think that's like all the kind of cheap smuggle moves into like that blue area where you're having the stuff like the covert strength, which would be really good, but unfortunately.
There are some other cards that you would want to run in that color combo, and like a real tough miss for this deck is the fact that Tech is a hero.
Yes, absolutely.
That's-
I would
that's
love
so
Tech in
rough.
this deck.
Can you imagine if Tech was grey? He wouldn't be, but can you imagine? It's just currently Hondo sits at a point, a bit of an awkward point, where this set has a lot of cards, but it's like it didn't get the love it needed because there was obviously like we have to have this many smuggle cards in the set, this many capture cards in the set.
Absolutely,
they need to
absolutely.
be spread over all the colors. So unfortunately, Hondo couldn't just get like this set. Green's getting a bunch more.
I would
smuggle.
have actually preferred that if they kind of stuck to colors a little bit more with their
Yeah.
cards, but they've kind of spread it out across everything, which I understand.
It's not necessarily bad. I think
But
it's fine.
I would
But,
love to have seen these cards get a little bit more support in these sets.
Yeah, I mean, set 3 will obviously get some more green and yellow smuggle, which, I mean, that kind of is the smuggle vibe this set.
Yeah.
Green is like real
Well,
smuggling.
green kind of got smuggle and capture, weirdly enough.
And yellow got more bounce and
Yeah.
bounty. Red got a lot of bounty.
Well, they all got the same amount of bounty, right?
Yes,
They
but
just
I mean,
got
like,
more support
I mean, like, in
for
terms of-
bounties.
yeah.
No, fair.
So I think that's where the big man sits. I'm pretty happy with that. I definitely think he's
We've
good.
not discussed this, by the way. This is not.
this is
not
just off the cuffs, yeah.
I put it in C. He couldn't touch it because it was my leader. I could have put it in S if I wanted to.
I'd move it.
You couldn't.
But I think we're in agreement with that one.
Yeah. And we will be moving stuff. We might be moving stuff around
Yeah.
a little bit when we're going to get other things and
I
kind of
think
get
probably once we've got everything on the board.
context for the space and what's above and what's below things.
I think once we've got everything on the board as well, we'll probably do like a little bit at the end where we'll just shift it around. This might end up being a slightly longer video just because of it, but the more we do it, the more we'll get better.
Get the next hero out. What do we got?
Oh, Ochi Choppa Wangi Choppy.
Oh,
It's Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the
Is that
Hutt.
another green
It's
villain?
another green villain.
Well, let's talk about
this
this
was
guy.
randomized, by the way.
Hey, this
By
was
randomized. I mean shuffled.
This was randomized, and as card game players, we love shuffling. This, we haven't talked about this.
We have not talked about this
Jabba
yet.
the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt.
His high excellence. Action. He's a green command villain. Action. Tap. Choose a unit for this phase. It gains bounty. The next unit you play this phase costs 1 less to play. That ain't bad.
It's not bad at all.
And then epic action. If you control 7 or more resources, deploy this leader. He is a 2/12. His flip side, he has the same ability, but it's tap and it costs 2 less.
And he also has another ability when deployed. You get to capture another unit. So you need another unit on board when you flip him. It gets to capture one of your opponent's units.
One of your other units may capture a non-leader unit.
Yes.
That's pretty nice. It's interesting to see our set 2, and we get our second big-bodied endgame flip on deploy leader.
I have a very cool deck lined up for this
Pretty
leader
interesting.
particularly. I've talked to you about it. You know about it. You guys don't know about it yet.
I'm excited.
I'm sure you'll see it around. It's a lot of fun, I hope.
See, initially when I saw this leader, I was like, I've given it some thought. And I do think he's B tier.
Okay.
And
No, that's fair. I agree with that.
there's a couple of reasons why. My first reason is that this leader works really well with the current capture support we have. He gets to run a lot of bounty hunter support. And now a couple of the notable capture cards that I would run in this, because I actually would build this deck synergizing around ramp and capture and
Yes.
use use Jabba as an enabler to get out my powerful units early.
Yep.
So, a couple of the cards I want to talk about. There's the 3-cost, I can't remember the name, but it's the 3-cost yellow event that says capture a unit with cost less than or equal to the target unit.
Yep.
And then you capture that, and then if the guarding unit is a bounty hunter,
Gets
gets
a
a shield. A really cool card I like that works with Jabba. We saw him, he's a legendary, is Dryden Voss.
Yes.
Jabba
yes,
flips,
absolutely.
and on the turn you deploy Jabba, you capture, and you play Dryden to play a card for 3.
Absolutely. I think Dryden Voss definitely needed some more capture support.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see if there's not very many cards left, but I really hope we get to see even one more card that does capture in yellow for him. For some other leaders that are coming up that I would like to play around with.
True.
But absolutely, if you're going to be playing a capture deck, green is what to do it with. And Jabba synergized with that really well because he is the one that says, hey, don't forget, bounties work on capture.
Yeah.
You go, oh yeah, I forgot. I
So
was going to try and
tap,
remove
you
everything.
can
but-
tap, I can capture this, I can trigger my bounties.
Yeah.
And then obviously he's got a couple of other cards, like his Rancor is really cool, costs less when he's in the deck. If you use the bounty, you can play him for cheaper.
I think one of the big things about this is it makes some of the cards, the Veteran Mercenary or something like that, the one that captures when you put on
Yeah, the
play,
5 cost.
it makes him. I understand it.
Yeah.
Right, the idea is you capture something, you get the bounty, you play it more, you capture something else, you're getting a lot of capture, you're getting a lot of that kind of stuff.
That lore is really nice because on the turn that you could drop Rancor normally, you can play Rancor, then you can pay 2, and you can capture a unit with lesser power than Rancor. Rancor's got 9 power, I believe.
Yes.
I think it's 9 or 8 or 9.
Well, the thing is, you can also do you can play something the lore on Jabba, capture something with the bounty, and then because it costs 2, and then pay 5 for the Rancor.
Yeah, and then
Because
and then,
it's normally 8 costs, drops down to 7 from Jabba being your leader, then drops down 2 more once you've activated that bounty.
even just using that 3 cost capture from the same arena, Jabba is a 2/12.
You know
Jabba
what
is
I'm really
just
excited
a 2/12.
about? Jabba Bosk Twin Sons.
Yeah, bounty twins. I put it on, claim it. You know, make the next unit I play cost 4 less to play. That's gonna be pretty wild. But like obviously this guy just works pretty well with that. So I initially was like, but I actually do think he's pretty solid. I think he's a good late game deck, and I think that he has a chance to do really well against the mid range. I think this is where he's the Palpatine of this set.
I'm interested in how well he'll do against aggro, and whether, unlike Palpatine, kind of fell into that pit hole, whether he can find a way to use that capture to get through that aggro matchup.
So for me, this is where Palpatine ends up sitting at the end of set 1. He's B tier.
Yeah, we did put him in S tier last time, but let's not talk about that.
But that, like,
This
I
is
think,
a new tier list.
Yeah, true.
Don't bring up some old tier
But I
lists
think that's
drama.
that's where Palpatine would sit now as B tier because, and I think Jabba is a similar deck in play style and how it counters.
And weirdly, Iden went from down here to up here.
Yep. We were like, she's just a worse Krennic. Whoops.
Oops.
I think Jabba's really good. At the end of the day, I'm going to give Jabba a 3.5 out of 5 on the Spysometer. Let's move on to the next leader.
Which is also to say, don't take this too seriously.
Yeah, this can change. This is subject to change. This
Oh
is
yeah,
currently our opinions.
subject to change.
This is just our opinions of leaders currently.
Could change in 5 minutes. Could change in 3 weeks.
And we'll
Who
probably
knows?
do a revisit. We'll probably revisit this eventually and just do something like where we discuss, probably not another tier list, unless. But we'll probably just do something where we just discuss the meta decks of the set and how it's changed. Who's next?
Well, if it isn't Bo-Katan,
Ooh.
our resident
Is that the Princess in Exile?
our resident aggression Mandalorian of the set.
That's her.
Every set, one
Aggression Mandalorian.
aggression Mandalorian.
Do
per
clones
set.
count? I mean, their armor's based on they come from the DNA of a foundling.
True.
So next set, next set.
I don't
He
want to get into
was,
that.
yeah,
I'm
he
not
was.
going to get into that.
He ended. Yes, he was.
Bo-Katan, tap her. If you attacked with a Mandalorian unit this phase, deal 1 damage to a unit. A little bit of ping damage, a little bit of fun.
That's nice.
She flips at 6 and is a 4/7. Lovely stat line that we know
nice.
and love.
She's the hero Vader.
And then she deals 1 damage. And then if a
another.
Mandalorian, another damage.
Yeah.
If
So
you've attacked with a Mandalorian,
if you've attacked with
damage.
another Mandalorian,
Yes.
not her. So she's kind of like the Vader of the set. She flips a turn earlier. She pings to separated, and once again, it's a conditional ping. Where do you think she goes? Where do you think she sits?
I think I like her. I think she's
Okay.
a more mid-range Sabine, a
For
more
sure.
unit-focused
Absolutely.
Sabine.
She's harder to deal with.
Unfortunately, I think Sabine is probably still
I have
the
tested
better
this.
choice.
I have tested this, and as much as Bo-Katan is fine, if I'm building Mandalorians, I'm building Sabine.
I think it's just a completely different deck, and I think we haven't worked out what deck
it is.
it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
But I think at the moment it's so easy to be like, I'm playing red Mandalorians, aggro.
And it works. Hey, it works.
So I think
She
just
joined-
because she's Red Hero and Red Hero terrifies me, I'm gonna put her in B tier.
I agree with that. I think I think she has more use and support than Hondo, and I think that when she flips, she is scary.
Yeah, she also has so much support this set.
so much.
So much
Mandalorian's
support.
got so much.
Like,
support.
Mandalorians have the most support of anything this set.
Yeah.
And that includes bounty hunters.
and Underworld.
So I'm putting respect to that and putting her in B tier.
She isn't bad either. Like when she
No,
flips,
absolutely not.
you're like, oh, And then they put Mandalorian's armor on you, and you're like, oh.
4/7 is never a stat line to scoff at.
No.
It is always good.
She becomes a 5/10 shielded with Mandalorian armor. And she
That's
utilized-
terrifying.
It is terrifying. And her ping is, frankly, there is a lot of low health 1 to 2 cost units this set.
Yeah.
It's really
And if
annoying.
only there was and
Really,
especially if
really
you're versing a leader that always comes out with a lot of damaged units.
True. If only there was a leader like that in the set.
If you pull him decks, I'm going to be really impressed.
That would be really impressive. Bo-Katan is interesting. I don't think there's a lot to say about her, other than she's a more mid-rangey Sabine, and I urge you to play around with her, test with her. But I think I'm pretty happy with that. Next up, who's next?
Who's next?
Who's next?
What do we got? Show me
I'm happy
the
about
money.
this one. Guess
You
what we're
didn't
doing
get
for
Lando.
gameplay? We're
Oh.
getting Fennec Shand.
Fennec Shand.
Oh, baby.
Oh, I love Fennec Shand. I think Fennec Shand is...
I love her art. I love her leader.
I think this is going to be the highest that we've put so far.
She's an A-tier leader for me.
Oh, straight up. Not even talking about her first. Just going straight into the tier list.
She's an A-tier leader.
Absolutely. And I think that is actually the right spot for her right at the top of A tier.
I agree.
I think she is actually close to S.
I think she's really close to S. I think after playing her a lot, because honestly, I did not think I would enjoy this. I built mono yellow, and I've been testing Fennec quite a lot. I actually really enjoy her. She's really, really fun. And
I think that's one of the things about her is that she's just going to be fun because almost every unit that you get has immediate value.
I think
so. Her ability, in case anyone doesn't know,
I guess I forgot.
Is action, tap her, pay 1, play a unit that costs 4 or less. It gains ambush for the phase.
Pretty good. She flips at 5. She's a 4/4 saboteur on her flip side with action. Play a unit that has costs 4 or less and give it ambush for the phase. That is not limited to once per turn.
And it no longer costs you 1 extra. There is a reason she is a 4/4,
Yep.
and I understand that people are like, a 4/4? I don't want a 4/4 leader. There's a reason she's a 4/4, and it's because you do not want her sticking around.
Have you heard of Energy Conversion Lab?
I have heard of Energy Conversion.
What if...
Best base in the game.
Best base in the game.
Best base in the game.
What if your leader was Energy Conversion
What
Lab?
if my leader was Energy Conversion Lab?
I can tell you it's pretty great.
I feel like it would be.
It's pretty strong. And when she flips and dies, guys, honestly, you're just like, okay, she's back. I've been paying 1 this whole time. I can pay 1 again. And a couple of notable cards that Fennec Shand can ambush in with. You've got Sabine. 2 cost 2/3. When she attacks, you ping a unit. Rebel Pathfinder, Saboteur, really nice. K2SO. Ambushing in K2SO. Hey, that's always been good.
Oh, it's always been good.
I can do it more than once.
That has been one of the biggest plays of set 1, honestly.
And now you can do it more than once?
That K2SO. It's one of the main reasons why I usually went with the green Sabine over the yellow Sabine.
Yeah, same. I think as well, just a couple of things like ambushing in Greedo turn 1, ambushing in an A-Wing into an aggro matchup.
Love to see it.
And then, you get your late game players like Han Solo, Poe in the deck, Fennec. So the game's got some really good mid-game, early game board control.
That one person from Solo that makes ambush really good. I forget their name. Nest. Emphys Nest.
Emphys Nest.
Yeah, I know what's going on.
I run Emphys Nest in mine.
Oh yeah. Why wouldn't you?
It's really good, really trade heavy. My video, if you check out the gameplay, I play a red version of this, which I've been testing out. It is incredibly hero heavy. So one really good card I found that works super nice in the deck is Night Owl Skirmisher, the 3 cost 4/3 smuggle for 5. Late game you can flip her out, she's a decent body. Early game you ambush her for 4, and that takes out a lot of threats. That's
terrifying.
So it's really cool. So I'm a big fan of Fennec. I think she's going to be an incredible leader. I think if you underestimate her, you're done.
Oh, absolutely.
Because just being able to ambush stuff is incredible. Even if she dies, whatever, she'll probably swing in for 4, and you can't stop it. She's a saboteur.
Oh, absolutely.
So Fennec sits where she sits because she is the queen of A tier.
Yes, I think just having ambush on everything is very good, and it really doesn't matter what your leader's stats are when you can just ambush everything.
Everything. What's next?
Plus Gamorrean guards ambushing.
Oh, God, that's my favorite play.
We're not talking about
That's my favorite play, is just ambush. Who's next?
I can't believe I got this.
No.
It's one that you wanted
Is it
bad.
him? Is that
It's
him?
not him, but it's
Oh,
It's
take my hand.
Kylo Ren. He took my hand,
He took
baby.
your hand.
He took my hand. I love this leader. And I know we played a gameplay recently where I
Oh, I also love this leader.
beat him quite handily with Rey. But
I took his hand.
oh, absolutely. I love this leader. I
a
love
good
the
leader.
idea of this leader. I love
much
the
fun.
execution of this leader. I love the dirtiness of this leader. I love how
Yeah.
wins are stolen
Yeah.
every
So
single
explosive.
time.
It just comes out of nowhere. You're like,
All right,
oh,
I'll swing for
claim.
11 and that's game. They go, but what? I was just about to... And you're like, no, I won. Sorry, buddy. game's over.
It is awesome when you get to just be like, cool, I'll swing for like 5, 7, 8, and they're like, okay, well we can't do any more, and you go, and they go claim, and then your opponent looks up and they go, hold on, he's not tapped any resources, and then you go flip Kylo,
Yeah.
pay 3 fallen lightsaber,
Oh, yeah.
swing it in for like what is that, like 8 on
Yeah.
the turn he flips, and
Depending
then-
on how many cards in hand.
It's true, and then it's just I can tell you right now that is a gross play and makes your opponent feel very bad.
Absolutely. He is, in case you didn't know, he is an action. Tap him, discard a card from your hand, and give a unit you control +2/+0.
That's really
which
good.
might sound bad, but let's put it into perspective. This is essentially just making every single card in your hand a surprise strike.
I can confirm this is bonkers.
Oh, yeah. This is a nutty, and I'm really interested to see, especially with the slicer. Makes
my
it
gosh.
so nice.
Slice is so we first saw it and we were like, is this a legendary? And after I've started building decks in the set, yes.
And
Yes,
there
it's
is
a
another
legendary.
card that could go red and really use Slicer that we might talk about a little bit later.
Ooh.
I really hope I have that one in particular, but
Okay.
you know, you can't choose.
True. I also hope you get that one actually.
But Kylo, absolutely A tier.
I completely agree. I think
Absolutely A tier.
I think I've said it before. I think we've both said this before. This is the Sabine of the set.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
villain's
This is
take on Sabine.
absolutely the villain's take on Sabine. He's dangerous. He's dirty. He does so much damage.
He's rash and deadly.
Ooh. he
He's got
does
a deadly rash.
He does. Not how that's meant to be said.
He's talked to his doctor about it.
He's got some cream. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
But no, he is very, very cool, and he's very, very quick, and he will absolutely take you from 30 to 0 in 5 turns if you don't pay respect to the man.
Look, do you think the next time that Kylo Ren offers his hand
I
to
don't
Ren-
know. How about if Rey is the
take
next
it?
person?
True. Who
Will
will
she
she?
take his hand?
Well, I do. I think she
I
will.
do.
I do.
I do.
Well, let's see who's next. Ooh, I'm happy I got this guy. Do you like Bounty?
I do like bounty.
What if-
would I like to have 2 times the bounty?
I think you would because
I
it's
think you would.
boss. I like how we've just gone green villain, red villain, red villain. Not planned. Thanks, randomizer.
Thanks, randomizer.
Um,
Very cool.
I have played with this boy. I played blue with this boy. I played yellow with this boy.
You have definitely played way more than I have with this leader, so I'm very glad you've gotten
I played green with this boy.
all green. All boy green.
Awooga.
Awooga green.
Yeah, blue red is pretty good. Green is actually insane.
Yeah, I think blue-red takes a little bit of a weird turn for a red leader,
does.
where it goes into a very control-y kind of matchup, which feels weird for it, but it definitely works when you're healing your base for like
The
12.
mid-range value on this. And I love him. I mean, Green Bosk is probably the best version. There have been a lot of games I've played where I have had a turn, and my opponent's claimed. I'd say there's probably like 10 games where this has happened, and they've gone, wow, did you just do all of that?
Yeah.
Being able to ambush Cobb Vanth, being able to untap Punisher, Cassanton, Django. This deck can do a lot with its stuff.
And I think one of the things that I've played against it a couple times on a few different things, and I think one of the biggest things about him that people forget, and I think that's something that is going to be really interesting going forward, is his ability. Everyone thinks his ability is just double bounties.
Nope, his front side is so incredibly good.
It's that ping for 1 damage on a bountied unit makes it so much easier to claim those bounties. Whether you're doing it that turn or doing it the next turn, it makes those bounty plays so much more consistent of being able to ping them down as well.
The amount of times my opponent has had a turn 1 play, and I've just gone, cool, Dengar, double bounty it with a Bounty Hunter's Quarry, ping it for 2, tap, Bosk, ping it. I get to now top 10. and get a 3-cost turn 1. I get a phase 3 Dark Trooper turn 1, and you're stuck with nothing.
It's so easy, and especially when you start to factor in the things where people are like, oh, I played this one, the bounty, draw a card, and you're like, well, cool, ping it. I'm like, oh, this doesn't feel worth it anymore.
It's not great.
Yeah.
Me? I think this guy will probably go down a few pegs once we get some more high-tier leaders. But Bosk is S tier.
Bosk is S tier.
For me-
I see it. I understand it. I think that green Bosk deck is going to be an
That's what I'm
absolute
talking
menace.
about. I think the other Bosk variants are fine. They're good. They're playable. Green Bosk is the king of mid-range this set.
Absolutely.
There
I
are
think
so many
absolutely.
decks that just get taken down by Bosk because his action economy is incredible. He's attacking so much damage through the turn, and then you claim, and Bosk goes, cool, now I can start playing the game.
That's nuts. Nutty. And
Big old lizard, love him.
there's a reason why we talked about him for about 2 weeks straight.
We're back. We're back on the Bosk.
We're back on the Bosk train.
Plus that new card, especially in green, I don't think that new bounty is super great. There's a 2-cost new bounty. I think it's called marked for kill, or marked for the kill. And it is bounty when that unit is defeated. You draw 2 cards. This is actually really good in Bosk because in the early turns you're using a lot of your hand to build your board. And then in that mid-turn, if you're able to get that onto a unit on the turn you flip Bosk, you are laughing because you're killing that unit, you're drawing 4 cards, you're back in the race.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, that's what Bosk needed.
That is what Bosk needed, and I think Bosk is going to do absolute work this set, and I'm mildly terrified
Keep
of...
an eye out on this guy for pre-release.
Again, Bosk Jabba, my twin sons. All right, let's see what the next card we're talking about is.
Oh, is it? It's the man.
It's the man.
It's the sax
It's
machine.
Gar Saxon.
Oh, I love the sax
He
man.
is here. He is
Oh.
kicking you from above.
Oh yeah, he's enjoying it.
Oh, and he's
Maybe a
enjoying
little
it
too much. A little too much.
Gar Saxon, each friendly upgraded unit gains +1/+0.
Do you like shields?
I do like shields.
Well, it's pretty good.
Do you like XP tokens?
I like XP tokens.
Sick. What if XP tokens gave +2/+0?
I think that'd be really good.
Yeah,
that'd be really
good.
strong.
Yeah, really good.
Do you like Mandalorian armor on your leader?
I do like Mandalorian army on my leader.
You just get to swing for 7 when it's on him.
Would you like to have your upgrades back?
I think I would. I like brutal traditions. I like, I can play that from my discard pile, but I think I'd like to get my snapshot reflexes back.
I would like your snapshot reflexes back. Yes, absolutely.
Pretty good.
He's good.
He's great.
He's very
Really
good.
nice aggro leader.
This is dangerous because I feel like
I gotta say, with that lurking TIE Phantom, this deck gets a lot better. That for reference, lurking TIE Phantom is a
terrifying.
3-cost 2/2 with Raid 2 that cannot be defeated by your opponent's skills, damage, or targeted abilities, I believe.
Yep.
So it can only not even targeted abilities. It just can't be destroyed. It can only be killed by bouncing.
Yeah.
Or swinging into it with combat damage.
Yeah. Or negging it.
And then you just
If you give it
true.
-2/-2, it will die to a game effect.
But you put shields on this with Gar Saxon. A really nice play that I've been using lately in my IG88 deck. In my Gar Saxon deck that I've translated to my IG deck because of this.
Yep.
Is you triple Dark Raid. So you put the Lurking TIE Phantom on board, and then you triple Dark Raid out the 4-cost set 1 TIE Fighter that puts 2 1/1 counters on it, and then you put them onto it. Gar Saxon buffs it by 1.
Is it Imperial?
It's
it is Imperial.
And then you swing for 7 with Gar Saxon. You bounce that, swing for 3 with that, bounce it back to your hand. Next turn, you get to play it, buff your Gar Saxon leader, who's an Imperial, and then swing for crazy damage.
Oh
it
my
is
god, that
bonkers.
is crazy. And I think I didn't expect blue yellow to be the go for Gar Saxon when I first got him.
It is.
I absolutely 100% trust that it is. Yellow has some really cool effects this set, and you've played with him more than I have. So I'll get your opinion on this. Are we putting him in the A tier, or is he going up in the S? Because I feel like those are the 2 slots for him.
He's a good leader. He's a great leader. And there is a leader here in this set whose green-yellow villain mid-range I would consider to be one of the strongest we've seen yet. And this deck is a 50-50 matchup with it. I think he's S tier. Because he can pretty consistently beat Bosk. And I think that's impressive. I think just like Bosk, he's on the lower end.
I personally think he is the Krennic of the set. He is
Yeah.
going to be very, very dangerous,
Yeah.
but I think he's going to get outpaced by other decks.
I can
as
see that
as we
happening.
move into further into the meta of
I
the
can see that
set.
happening. In the beginning, I think he's so hard to deal with because
Yeah.
his early game is insane. You're
He's-
playing 7 Fleet Defenders. You're playing what are they called? The 2-cost 1/3 Follower of the Way. You're playing triple Dark Ray to get Xanadu Bloods out early, and then in the late game, you're playing Xanadu Bloods.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very good and very
So good.
very, very good.
I love him. I think he's incredible. I think his art is hilarious. I can't wait to see his showcase. I hope his showcase is also going.
We've seen one showcase.
True, we have. We've seen
We
Kylo
have seen one.
Ren.
We've seen Kylo Ren
That
on
card-
the pack of sleeves.
I really like that showcase.
Very, very nice showcase. I'm sure all of them will be a very nice showcase.
Gorgeous.
What do we have next?
I think it's going to be someone cool next. Oh my god, I'm so happy right now. Oh, it's Lando Calrissian, baby.
And we're so happy to see him. But where will you put him?
I know where I'm going to put him, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. I know what I have to do, but I don't know if the strength to do it. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
He looks so good.
He looks awesome.
This showcase is going to be an
His
absolute
ability looks
stunner.
so fun. The problem
Will
is
be-
there's just not enough for it.
We have L3.
I'd rather Runner and Fennec.
Yeah, same.
So that's my thing, is I think Lando suffers from success in the same way that Hondo does, where there's just not enough for him this set.
Yeah.
We needed some more smuggle cards that when they smuggled, the benefit outweighed the destruction of your resource. So for those who don't know, Lando has tap, action, put a card, play a card using smuggle. Its smuggle costs 2 less, and then you destroy a resource.
Yeah. And unfortunately, destroying a resource, getting yourself behind, is just
Very,
so
very
rough
tough.
in this game.
I think like if you could build him yellow green, but that's a double green card.
Sure
There's
is.
my disappointment again. I was going to talk about that new Weequay Pirates, but it's double green. I do think that Lando is a leader to look out for as the game goes on when we get more smuggle. I think he'll
absolutely.
become
I
really,
think
really
he's
good.
going to be, as soon as he gets those cards that he really needs, he's going to be huge. But
I mean,
until then, unfortunately, it is
Already being able to smuggle out a DL for 1 and attack with it is pretty nice.
very nice.
But currently, there is no recourse for destruction of resources.
There's a lot of plays that he has that is like, man, that's a good play. Not worth destroying a resource for.
See, this card doesn't exist. This would be my dream card for Lando.
Go for it. Hit me with it.
It is Lando. Here we go.
Ooh.
It could be like a 3 cost,
Yeah.
and its smuggle cost could also be 3, or something like that. It's a decent side 3/3, but when you play it with smuggle, you get to resource the top card of your deck.
Yes, that would be very
So you could play it the resource could come in untapped to kind of mitigate. You get a nice body, you get a cool resource coming untapped, or just a card that says when you play a card using smuggle, or when you would destroy a resource, play a card from the top of your
I would
deck.
love for him to have a card that said when you play this from Smuggle, because it's very, very, very few cards do.
It's really disappointing that the
I
Falcon...
don't think we even... we have one.
No, but the Falcon says if you play it from hand, it gets ambush.
Oh, so it's the opposite. Fantastic.
Which is really weird considering the card's subtitle is, I believe, Lando's Pride.
Yep.
So I really like Childish Gambino. I'm a big Donald Glover fan, and it pains me that one of my
And I know you would rather get that showcase than this showcase.
It's true. I would love that. I would hunt the earth to get it signed by him.
Ooh,
But
baby.
I think what I'll have to do is just for this set, and maybe for a few more sets, I'll just have to put Lando in the back burner.
There is a card that has not come out yet that is in a very similar place
Yeah.
that I really like, but might not go great.
Yeah,
this set.
there's one of those leaders where it's just like, interestingly enough, there's just a lot of leaders this set which are like that. Well, who's next?
Well, let's see
Maybe
who
she's next.
goes next. Maybe. Oh, I hope so.
Maybe
I
she's
hope so.
Ooh. Was it? Can I guess? Can I guess? Can I guess? Is it Ray?
It's not Ray.
Oh.
Hunter, baby.
Ooh. See, we here at the Spy Squadron love Hunter.
We here at the Spy Squadron love Hunter.
big
Mono
heart.
green,
It's
big
so much fun.
boy
Oh my
energy Hunter. This is one of my favorite decks that I've built so far.
It's gonna be
It's
one
one
of
of
the
my
most fun
favorite
decks
decks to
to
play.
Yeah.
It just does so many things
So
so
much fun.
so well.
Yeah.
Hunter coming out as a 5/8
actually
overwhelm is just nutty.
I use his ability a lot more than I expected. Being able to swap Akbars back to my hand and recycle that damage,
Yeah.
pretty great. Especially when you've got the Marauder on board and you're just like, cool, resource this guy. Whoop, Hunter, bounce him back to my hand.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
pretty
And
nice.
he's just a big lad who does big things.
He's Vader stat.
He's ramp. He's fun. They've got a bunch of hero ramp to
Yeah,
go
we
with
do.
this
we
set,
do.
and this is not to be underestimated.
We know the payoffs for Hero Ramp are really good.
I'm biased, and so are you.
Yes, I am.
This
Put
is
him up
A
there.
tier.
Yeah, he is. This man right here.
And you will not see this card in very many people's A tier.
No.
You will see it down here.
And
But man,
they're wrong for that.
that is such a fun deck.
I have taken so many people by surprise.
Oh yes, it's
There have
so
been
much
so
fun.
many games where someone's gone, oh yeah, Green Hunter, and they've just lost. And
Yep.
and there have been so many games where I've got my 30 health base, I'm at 27, and I win because I heal like 15, 30 with a home one.
Absolutely.
And
You have
all
the
that
home
board.
ones. You have the
Yularans.
reinforcement walkers are
Yep.
crazy.
Home 1, Yularan, Reinforcement Walker, Sundari Protector,
Oh.
Akbar, all
Yep.
of these cards, Sundari Peacekeeper, all these cards coming in.
I'll
they've
tell you
all got
what.
stolen.
If I play that Ewing reinforcements,
Oh my
I am
gosh.
more than happy to give away that one to play a Sundari Protector and an Akbar,
Yeah,
and just be like, awesome. Do you like Restore?
because I do. I think some of my favorite plays with that deck are just like Ewing Reinforcements and then just dropping like one. You just go, here's Yularan, here's a Battlefield Marine, here's an Akbar.
Yep.
I'll kill that. And then
And I've healed 3.
you've healed 3, and you've just got so many cards like we that are already good. We know they're good.
Oh, absolutely.
Bright Hope, Echo Base, Battlefield Marine. Command does work in this deck.
Oh, absolutely.
Your opponent's playing an aggro deck. And
I'll tell you what. There's a lot of cards that are just really, really great in this deck. But I think that Home 1
oh my gosh. Is incredible.
is just so incredible in
It's
this
such
deck.
an MVP.
It's actually nuts.
The amount of games I've won just
yeah,
off the back of
because
Home
you throw it down and you're like, awesome. You know how I've been just spamming things on the board? They're like, yeah, I know. I've been trying to clear them. You're like, cool.
Restore 15.
Restore 15.
And your opponent just has to sit there as they watch your 25 life total go down to 10.
Yeah.
I've literally been games where I've been at like 27 health and fully healed, and my opponent's just gone, I can't beat you. I can't beat the healing.
Yep.
And it just gets to that point where Hunters grind, and even like those aggro matchups where you might be sitting there like, oh, but what about the aggro? You've got early game Sentinels, and you can ramp them with Spark of Hope. But even better, there have been games where someone's aggroed at me, and I've won the game because I've flipped Hunter, and they've gone, oh, I forgot. And then I go, rule with respect.
Put them all underneath
Put them all
them.
under Hunter. What are you going to do? You have nothing. You're going to kill Hunter?
Absolutely.
Here he is.
Absolutely.
Just-
Underrated rule with respect
Yeah,
until that last
yeah.
game where I really should have had it in my
Really
deck.
should
and
have had
I-
rule with respect.
Yeah.
You could have ruled with respect all over this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Hunter,
Do not underestimate this man.
he deserves to be there.
Do not
he's our
underestimate
outcast
this
captain.
man.
All right, who's next? Who's next?
Oh. Oh, no. It's not.
I'm so sorry. It's Dr. Afra.
It's Dr. Afra.
It's Dr. Afra.
I
Here, you
love-
take this one. You take this one.
You get... No, you go. You go.
well,
You
yeah.
got it.
Well, I think you should put her
I know where to go.
where you belong. Where she? Do you want me to do it? Is this going to be my Lando?
I'm coping. It's just maybe a tier higher than Lando. Maybe?
No.
A little bit?
For those who don't know, our wonderful archaeologist.
I love her.
She is, when the regroup phase starts, discard a card from your deck. Ooh, interesting, build the top card. And then epic action, if you control 5 more resources, she flips into a 2/5. What does her backside say? James?
Her backside is when deployed, you can choose 3 cards from your discard pile. And then you randomly draw one of those cards.
Yeah, you return one to your hand at random.
Pretty good. You have a bunch of cards in your discard
Selective
pile.
card draw is really
Selective card draw. People are saying, "Oh, what if I don't have 3 good cards in my discard
good.
pile?"
Then you built your deck wrong.
And I tell you, if you are that scared about drawing a card from your deck, a random, You know how you draw your cards every turn? You want to get good
At
cards.
random.
At random. What if you could just choose between 3?
I think at that point, like, it sounds really harsh, and I love you guys, but I just said it then, I'll say it again. You built your deck wrong. You should be, if you're building a deck, guys, fun fact, you should want to run good cards.
And you might be saying, oh, but what, you're like hyping her up a bit, that she could be really good. And she could be really
theoretically.
good. Theoretically.
In theory,
she could be very good, but she runs into the exact same problem as Hondo, the exact same problem as Lando, and it is that she just doesn't have the support. There are 2 cards in this entire set that support her, and one of them is yellow, and it's Fennec.
The other one is Kylo Ren's Slicer, because it just says when it's discarded from your hand or deck.
Yes.
Her flip side as well has another ability. If you have 5 cards in your discard pile with different costs, she gets +3/+, so she runs a 5 shots.
Which is nice. I like her coming out as a 5/5. I like that ability. I need something.
I wish she was a 3/6 and she got that ability. Because I think, like, you look at cards like Krennic, who have just like an inbuilt buff when they're damaged. So I think,
I think at the end of the day, it's very interesting, and I think there's a lot of cool things coming.
I agree.
Down the road for her,
and
that is what D stands for in this tier list.
It
stands for down the road.
Funnily enough,
this will be good, we promise.
Funnily enough, I don't actually think that she is the worst leader in the set. I don't think her.
What if we put them both up to C tier and we save D tier for what its color is?
He just isn't good.
He needs a tier of his own. I want her in C. God damn it! And I'll even let you put Lando ahead of her.
Yes, I get to put Lando in C tier right behind Hondo, the significantly better smuggle leader. Cope and Seethe, people out there who did not like that. That's us. We're coping.
Or coping hard.
Coping so hard. Who's next? Copenhagen.
All right. Shall we get?
Is it going to be him? If it's him, I'm going to be sad.
It is not him.
Okay.
It is the leader that I played last week who went up against the Gar Saxon baby. It is Daniel Boba Fett.
I love him.
I underrated this. If you had have said when he released, where did he go, I would have put him down here, maybe in B. Maybe. This is a clear A tier leader for me.
Oh yeah, baby. I was gonna. I think he's
meant
above.
to be able to fit 5 in a row here.
I also think he is above Hunter.
I would accept that, yeah.
Because I think his aggro potential is just better. I think. So the main reason is, so for those of you who don't remember, Boba's front side says when you play a unit with has 1 or more keywords, so the red cards, red words on the skill, you can tap Boba, exhaust him, and then give a unit you control +1/+0 for the turn. That's pretty incredible. His flip side, he's a 4/7, flips at 6, and says other units you control with keywords get +1/+1.
Very, very good when you start thinking about the implications of this.
The implication?
And that is that my Echo-based defender is a 5/3.
Yep. Your
My
Sundari
Sundari
Peacekeeper.
Protector is a 2/5.
Yep.
With Raid 2.
Your Akbar is a 2/4 with Restore 1.
With Restore 1. At the end of the day, it's fantastic. It does work. It matters. And
most importantly, all of your ambush breakers go up by 1. Every single one of the ambush breakers in this deck goes up by 1, and that is actually incredible.
I'll tell you what, Syndicate Lackeys absolutely slaps.
Gosh.
It slaps almost every leader on this list.
Pretty much every. So Syndicate Lackeys in this deck comes in and it kills this. Oh, sorry, not that. This and this. So it kills pretty much the majority of leaders on this board and in set.
Yep, and he's a 5 cost, so it comes out turn earlier than most of these anyway.
Yeah,
so.
kills Ray when it comes
Kills
in.
Ray. We'll get to Ray.
We'll get to Ray.
Ray go?
I really like this leader. I think he's incredible. I think the problem is we both underrated him. When he came out, we just went, oh yeah, it's just a bit boring.
Yeah, and then I realized there's a bunch of really cool plays that you can do with him, and I went,
yeah. It's the plays that make the leader exciting, not the leader that makes the plays exciting. So I think that's where he belongs. I think he's really good there, and I think he's sitting in the chair like you are in that awesome video you made. Go check it out.
And also, can we talk about the fact that when I first got him, I was like, oh yeah, but how many keywords can you fit in one deck?
A lot.
Every card.
Every card.
Every card.
Every single card
Every
can have a keyword if you
Almost
want.
every card.
Yep.
Almost every card. Not
Ex-
every card.
Except for
Pretty
the
much
events.
every card.
The events don't get it.
Yeah, the
And
events
Boba's armor doesn't get it. Okay, putting Boba's armor on this guy.
Ooh.
And also rule with respect.
Yep.
Who is
What do we got?
next?
What do we got next?
I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that this is not a rescue. It's Finn.
And don't get us wrong, we love Finn.
We love Finn.
We love Finn as a character.
I think Finn's really fun.
I think Finn's really cool.
I love Poe's husband.
I want Poe and Finn to be leaders in Twin Sons together.
I love their
But-
little bromance in the last show. It's probably one of my favorite things about that movie. Is just they're just broing out so hard.
Exactly. Poe is D tier.
Just gonna put
Yeah, but Poe is
in
Poe
a
is
set
D tier.
with upgrades, and you want to upgrade your units. Well,
I do.
Boy, do I have the leader that wants you to destroy your own upgrades.
Yeah. You get a shield.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. See, Finn's main synergy is experience counters. And Tyler told us this. He made a tweet about it, as he so does with explaining his cards. And they wanted a leader that converts shields into experience counters. Now,
Experience counters into shields.
yes, I think, and it sounds really tough, but I think this leader went wrong in one way.
That it's a tap.
Is that he is a fringe trooper. You can't wing leader him. You can't
But he's
run
part of the
him.
resistance.
Not here, not yet.
He's part of the resistance.
He's not part of the resistance yet.
But he said so. He promised me.
Well, I mean, at this point, he's only rescued.
He's a spy for the resistance.
Yeah, that one time.
At the end of the day, one of the biggest things to me about this leader is shields are one of the cheapest upgrades that you can get.
I just played Luke.
Here's what I wish it was. You may defeat an upgrade on a unit. You may play a upgrade from your hand, reducing its cost by the cost of the upgrade that was defeated.
Ooh.
If you don't,
Put a shield.
put a
counter.
shield counter on it.
That would be really cool. You could destroy bounties on your units, which would be really cool. See, when I first read this card, I was
Even
like,
just that,
oh,
even just that would be fantastic if it just said destroy an upgrade.
defeat an upgrade on one of your units.
But it's friendly upgrade, which makes it
I think it'd be
just
really
so
cool.
rough.
I think he'd be really great if he said defeat an upgrade on a unit you own.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone traitoresses one of your units, you could just destroy the
Absolutely.
traitoress and
That would
put
be very
a
good.
shield on that unit. But obviously he works really good with Rose. That's really good. But then you think about it, right? I'm sure you guys are probably like, oh, but why is he D? He doesn't sound so bad. I could just run Rose and Luke. I could just run all the cards I would run in Finn in
Rey.
Luke or in Rey. And it just feels nice. And I don't really like to dogpile on a leader too much. He has his redeeming qualities.
he has his good stats.
And I think he suffers from the exact same thing that these three suffer from, but just a little bit more than the rest.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
think Finn just hasn't had any tangible, large-scale support in this set, and he lacks the keywords to really back himself up because of it.
Most of the time, what you're defeating is worth more to you than a shield, and it just makes him a pretty vanilla leader. So, unfortunately, as we're yes, you could run a really good blue deck that would win you a lot of games, but we are not rating the decks these cards go in. We are rating the decks themselves, the cards themselves.
Yeah,
And so, at the end of the day,
he's rough.
he's D tier.
But who's next?
Who is next?
I wonder.
Oh baby.
Baby?
Oh
Is
baby,
that her?
baby,
Is that-
baby. It is Han
Oh,
Solo,
my gosh, he's worth
the
the risk.
last leader revealed of set 2.
He's
That's a
worth the risk.
lie. He was not the last leader,
He's worth the risk.
but he's the last leader that we're going to be talking about and rating on this
Fresh
podcast.
spiceometer rating for this guy.
He's worth the risk.
Yeah,
I
he
think
is.
so anyway.
I think he is.
We haven't played the gameplay this week, but I am playing him. It could go horribly wrong, and I could be terrible.
It could go terribly right.
But I think this leader is very, very cool. I think he falls into one of two categories: a very not control-oriented, but value-oriented deck, or a full aggro deck. I think he fits into both, which is what I think people are missing from him. I think a lot of people are like, you got to go aggro, you got to go swing balls to the wall. I think of more control value focused deck suits him really well. I'm playing him with a bunch of blue Wookiees. I'm running a lot of really interesting stuff like Carabast, which fits very well with his...
What does he do? We haven't talked about what he does.
We have
yet,
not
so
talked about what he does.
That'll probably provide some context as to why you're running those cards.
Action. Tap him. Play a unit from your hand. It costs 1 less. Deal 2 damage to it. So
Well, that's a nice trade. That's a pretty good trade.
really,
take
really
that
good
deal?
trade. I would take that deal.
I'd take that
I'd
deal.
take-
Damn fine deal.
Damn fine deal. He flips at 5 and is a 3/6,
There it is.
and has the same ability on his flip side of it's just an action.
But it doesn't tap. It doesn't
Does
tap.
not
It's
tap
just
him.
like Fennec, he doesn't tap, has no limit to once per turn.
Just an action. Play unit, one cost less, deal 2 damage to him. Same ability,
Pretty
and
awesome.
it's a very, very good ability. There's a lot of really interesting cards. I am running no 2 costs.
There's no point. You play just 3 cost turn 1.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't you?
absolutely.
I think that this deck has a lot of real big power moves it can do.
Absolutely.
But
Ray for 4.
Ray for 4. 4/5 for 4. That's Kanan stats with a better unit.
Absolutely.
It hurts. But it's a better
All
unit.
of the Wookiees. The Wookiee Warrior for 3.
Oh yeah, coming in and he becomes a He becomes a 4/3. Draw a card. 4/3. That's pretty bonkers.
And your turn 1 play is
a Roshia Tree
Roshia Tree Tender, which comes in as a 4/2.
That's a nice turn 1 play.
Absolutely.
I think that this card suffers from one big thing, and that is just if you do not play this deck smart, you will get traded out of existence.
Oh yes,
Especially
absolutely.
in a set that has cards like Cloud Rider, the 2 cost 3/1 ambush.
I think this is
Need to watch out.
This is a card that very much is, I think, a very value leader. It can also flip it on its head if you're not careful and be like, you're actually costing yourself value.
Yeah, so leaders like Cad Bane can be really brutal against this
Oh,
leader.
yes, absolutely.
Like,
I'm
just
terrified
real,
of Cad Bane with this deck.
Cad Bane. See, where do you put him? Because I think I know where he goes.
I think he's going in B tier.
I think he's going to the top of B tier. I think he's better than this and this.
Yeah.
I think he's the top of B
I
tier,
think
but I
he's
think
the
he's
top-
B tier.
yeah, I
Because I
absolutely
think
agree.
his ability to interact with grit is really interesting, and I think that being able to just play cheap units. I mean, we'll probably talk about it in a second, but a turn 2 K2SO.
Turn 2 K2SO is very good. A turn 2 Wookiee Warrior after you've played a Tender is nutty
And then
because...
you run Tarful.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just run Tarful and you can drop him at turn. You can drop him at turn 5 and just drop him as a 6 cost.
Yep.
And what was he's a 3/7 restore 2. Sure, that 2 damage on the
Yeah.
9 health.
Chewbacca playing M for 7.
Yeah, Chewbacca pipe.
All of these Wookiees are really cool because you can activate. One of the big things about Wookiees is while they're very strong, there is the ability to ignore them. And I think with adding 2 damage, it's not enough to be like, oh, these are like gonna just die.
They're too, but at that point, it's too hard to ignore them. You have to
Yes.
put effort into killing them. Interestingly enough, the deck synergizes really nicely with Wookiees, and this is the scene where Han is breaking all of the Wookiees out of the pipe
Very
slice
nice.
mine. So that's really
So
cool.
we'll see how well that does in the gameplay. Go check that out. We
Yes.
haven't played it yet,
No.
so you're gonna find out when we find out. Well, when you watch the video, we'll find out in like
Watch it twice and double
hour.
find out, and then let
Yeah.
us know in the comments.
How well that Wookiee deck did. I bet it did great.
I wonder who's next.
Who is next? Let's find out. Wait. What do you rate him?
Ooh, true. I give Han Solo a 4 out of 5. I think he's really good. Ooh, I'm pretty happy with this. This is our first of the 2 starter deck leaders of the set. It is the Mandalorian, adhering to the creed, sworn to the creed. Sworn to the creed.
Sworn to the creed.
When you play an upgrade, you may exhaust this leader. If you do exhaust an enemy unit with with 4 or less HP remaining, epic action, flip him. He becomes a 4/7, and he says, when you play an upgrade, you may exhaust a unit with remaining HP 6 or less. You may play upgrades on your units, on your opponent's units.
Tapmaster Mandalorian.
Oh, big old tappy boy Mandalorian.
Tap dancer Mandalorian.
I love the tap dancing Mando. I love you,
Loyal citizen.
a loyal citizen. So I really like this guy, and I think he's going to be Han's best friend. I think he's right behind Han.
He's right behind Han in that B tier.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think he works really well with the green-yellow bounty synergies and everything like that. But I'll explain why I think he sits in B tier in just a moment. Slap that lady down, move that hut over, and let's get this bounty hunter in. So my biggest thing with him is bounty hunting is indeed a complicated profession. The deck right out of the box, we saw the other week. it's heavily balanced towards Moff Gideon, and that's because blue-yellow Mandalorian, unfortunately, just is not it. I tell you what is, though. Green-yellow Mandalorian.
Ooh, yeah.
Using the same things that Bosk does, you can put Bounty Hunter Quarry onto a unit, tap it down, ambush Cobb Vanth in, and my problem with that is that you might be sitting there going, that sounds really good. It does, but if you want to do that, just play Bosk.
But at the end of the day, it does have a lot of tricks. Hero Yellow has
Yeah.
gotten some
You
really
get
nice
access
tricks.
to Han, which is huge.
Which is very, very big.
Really big.
And I think definitely the Mandalorian has access to stuff like Mandalorian's rifle, one of the best captures in the game.
Card. That
locked
is
to
probably,
him.
I would dare say currently,
And
that's
then he
probably
also
best
has
capture
the
in game.
yellow capture. So adding capture and the tapping
To claim
ability,
bounties.
there is definitely a world here where he becomes this crazy lockdown.
I think he is pretty great. I just think I don't think he has what it takes to get higher than that, because I think I look at all the other yellow-green decks of this set, what he uses, and I think if you want a really fun and interesting deck and you want to steal wins, like you want to go 2-2, 3-2, hey, you could probably even win your locals with it, but I'm telling you right now, green-yellow is the way to go if you want to build the Mandalorian. It is a strong deck. It is a fun deck.
Absolutely. I think I'm definitely going to be playing that at some point. It looks really fun.
It's really cool.
Plays really fun. But I do agree with you with that B tier.
Yeah.
Let's see what's next.
Yeah, who's next? Is it going to be Gid? That'd be fun.
It is Gid.
Hey!
It's the Muff Master
Boff
himself.
Man.
You have something I want.
And it's a slot on this tier
It's
list.
a slot on this tier list. And I think that Muff is very good. He has
He's
the
incredibly
ability
good.
action, tap him, attack with a unit that costs 3 or less. It gains +1/+0 for the attack. If you control 5 or more resources, deploy him. He is a 3/6. Overwhelm with the ability when you attack into another unit, you gain +1 and overwhelm.
If the attacking unit is a cost 3 or less.
Yes.
I have said this a lot because I played this deck quite a lot. This was the first deck I built for set 2, and it's one that I've consistently worked on as the cards have released. This is the best leader, hands down, if you want to play blue-green villain mid-range.
Yeah,
this uses
absolutely.
all of the pieces that Iden and Krennic used,
Yep.
and it just uses them better. Your leader is an official. Emperor's Royal Guard triggers off of him. You've got your
does.
Outland TIE Vanguards. You've got your
Sure is.
entrenched on your units now to make your... that deck runs, I think, like 12 to 15 Sentinels. They're
Oh, yeah.
all 3 costs.
Oh, yeah.
You just entrench them, and then your main removal card is just Incinerator Trooper. You put Incinerator Trooper down, you put a counter on him with the Outland TIE Vanguard, you put Entrenched on him, and I guarantee you right now, ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing your opponent can do to stop that.
Yep. Essentially, this is a deck that has that really, really strong line. I do think the other thing about this deck, though, is it doesn't have a lot of other lines to go through.
you are
It is
just
not a
playing your-
tricky deck. It is just a punch your way through deck, which is why I don't think it's going to hit S tier.
It's not S tier, but I do think it's A tier.
I do agree with you that it comes down here in A tier.
I think that he falls to the interesting enough. He does it the best, but he still fails to the same stuff where he does hit those pitfalls that the other decks hit. And the limitation of running only 3 costs, I've not really felt it, but there have been some games where I'm like, I really wish I did have something slightly bigger, but that's what the sideboard is for. So you run Vaders in it, that's really good, and there's a lot of cards. You don't run Gideon's Light Cruiser. It's just, by that point, I've won the game.
Yeah.
But you do get to run Power of the Dark Side and everything like that. So you do get to run a lot of cards. He's really good. He's really well started. He's really annoying to deal with.
Oh, yeah, really annoying.
But
I wish
I
he
think
was statted higher.
I don't. I
would have loved for him to be a 3/7.
I think playing a lot of games with him, I think 7 would be too much.
Mm.
At the point I flip him, there's already like 4 or 5 Sentinels on the board, and my opponent just has to get through them first. And that's bad. That's rough for them because a lot of the time they've got entrenched, or it's an Emperor's Royal Guard, which is inconvenient to deal with.
Yeah.
And then I'm just killing their board.
True.
So I think he's very good. I think he's incredible. I think he's so fun. I think he sits there. I think he sits there good.
Thinks this is happy. What do we got? What have we got?
Well, I don't need to say his name because
he needs no introduction.
Because he needs no introduction. It's Cad Bane.
Oh,
I
Cad
did
Bane.
it anyway. I introduced
You
him.
introduced him. There he is. Where is Cad? I'm very interested in where you put Cad Bane right now.
This leader is incredible. This leader's incredible.
Yep.
I built this leader, and this leader is...
Before you go, I would have put him at the top of A tier.
I'm putting him at the bottom of S tier.
Yeah.
He's
I thought you might.
He's wild.
I thought you might.
He's wild. I have a friend who I've been testing this game with for a long time.
Shout out to that man. He knows who he is.
Yeah, you know who you are. He's in my contacts as Spy Squadron #1 fan.
There's going to be some people to dispute that.
I've been testing.
Not many people, but some people.
There's true. There's a few people to dispute that. You know who you are. Hey, maybe that's right. You specifically. I've been testing with him a lot, and he has in set 1. He's pretty good. He got a lot of skill. This is one of his first real serious card games, but he struggled a bit to find the deck he felt with.
That's it.
He has consistently destroyed me with decks that I would consider very, very good, and surprised me in upping his skill with this deck. And this is a complex deck, ladies and gentlemen. This deck has a lot of stuff.
I absolutely agree with that. I think this deck has a lot of this is the kind of opposite of Moff Gideon in my eyes, where it doesn't really have one strong consistent line of play, but it has so many tricks around it to it that it's so easy. It works so well in reacting to what your opponent's done and doing the right thing against it.
Being able to pay the 3-cost capture onto him. He's a 2/8 raid 2. You can put a shield on him. He's a bounty hunter. Being able to overwhelming barrage with this unit. Xanadu Blood, using Maul, ramping into CAD early.
Delicious.
And just that ping damage, I'm going to say it. Yellow struggles with ping removal.
Yes, absolutely.
This leader, with cards like McClunky, there is no trouble.
McClunky.
There is no trouble with it. You've got your plays where you go Cloud Rider and kill something with 4 health.
I think this is something that very often is going to be underestimated. And I think one of the things about it is, especially if you're running the green version, there is a problem with green villain that says you need to get to 5 resources pretty consistently to get any removal in that overwhelming barrage, and this ping 1 is the absolute perfect thing to be able to get you to that turn 5 and be able to still remove stuff.
I've gotten so salty. I'll say it. I've gotten so salty because there have been games where I'm like, okay, he's ahead of me, but I'm finally coming back. And he just goes, overwhelming barrage my Zuckus. And I'm like, well, I literally cannot come back from that.
The fact that we can't talk about Forlorn and Zuckus, we can talk about it right now. God, I love those cards.
Those cards are incredible. Running them in here, running them in this deck is disgusting.
Oh, it's
actually foul. This
beautiful.
This is beautiful. Better. This is better than green yellow Boba. This is a better deck than that.
That's a lot. That's big. That's huge. And I think I'm really happy that Cad Bane is so big.
So am I.
I'm really sad that Afra's all the way down here, but you can't win everything.
I'm at least glad we get to suffer together.
Yeah, both of our favorite leaders were.
Yeah. Terrible.
Not.
Well, that just means that set 3 with Clone Wars stuff is going to have our favorite leaders are going to be high because they're Clone Wars characters, right? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Give me Dooku. Make him good, please. Yeah. Please make Dooku good. Woo. Yeah. Well, I think he told us not to, but we've given him one hell of an introduction.
Absolutely. Play him. He's great.
Play him.
I love him.
You love him, and I love him.
Let's see.
Who's next?
My last leader.
There's 2 left. This is the last one on James' side.
I was hoping it would be. It is Ray, and I know that Reese might not rate this as highly as I do, but I do. This lady, I love her. She is S tier,
That makes
baby.
perfect sense to me. I rate her. No, I definitely rate her.
Absolutely love Ray as a leader. You saw it in the gameplay.
Oh my god, that deck is a menace.
That deck is an absolute menace. Mono blue Ray is my favorite. Red blue Ray is so good.
I have been playing that deck.
God.
It is so nuts to be able to curve into being like, cool, here's Ray, flip Ray, and then the next turn you're going to play Kylo or Poe. That's a wild end game.
But let's talk about what she does. Ray,
good stuff.
Action, pay 1, tap her, say give an experience token to a unit with 2 or less power. But that doesn't happen very often. There aren't that many units with 2 or less power that I would really like to buff up.
Only the majority.
Right?
Only the majority of the game.
Yeah, but it's like Luke, right? I can't just play something and then first action next turn buff them up, right?
No, you can. You can actually do that.
Okay, but so it's limited to like only resistance, right?
No, it's actually any unit.
Any unit at all.
Yeah, any unit. So like
Yeah.
you could use
So the
Nima,
only
Nima Outpost Constables.
Nima Outpost Constables.
Make them a 3/7.
Yes, the limit is 2 or less power.
Who cares?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't care either.
I don't care at all.
Do I want to make
love
R2D2
it. I put
a
down
three,
the
three, six?
villagers with sticks is my favorite
Ugh.
thing to annoy my opponent
Ah.
with. The Nima Outpost Constables.
Quill?
The Quill.
Quill's a
Don't get me
powerhouse.
started on
Quill's a
mono
powerhouse.
blue Quill.
Gentle Giant.
Gentle Giant. Arc.
R2D2.
R2D2.
Concord Dawn. Concord Dawn
Concord Dawn
Protectors.
Interceptors.
You just put that boy down.
Oh,
He's
boy.
He's a
Love
wonderful.
it.
Put a counter on. Whoa. Oh my
Love
gosh.
it.
Am I a 4/5 Sentinel in space?
I sure am.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, goddamn right.
Mono Blu-ray is incredible.
So good.
Green Blu-ray is really good.
Yeah.
Red Blu-ray is incredible.
And she flips at 6.
She does.
She flips at 6 and she's a 2/6.
Flips
And you go, oh, well, 2/6, that's not that great of a stat line.
Hey, wait, hold on.
What's that? There's some red text there. What does it say?
Luke Skywalker. He's got restored, doesn't he?
The leader? No.
No, the unit, like
The unit?
the legendary unit.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah. He's got the most restore in the game.
Most restore in the game.
3 restore. Crazy.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Nothing else could possibly have it, let alone a leader, right?
No, never.
Right?
Never. Did she just become a 3/7?
Oh,
Because she swung
Yeah.
and she buffed herself because
Yeah.
she has a 2 or less.
Yeah.
And on
And-
attack, she
yeah.
buffs something of 2 or less
Yeah,
power
which is really good
with an
for
XP token.
Yeah, and that's all she
So
does.
she's now a 3/7.
And that's all she
Restore
does.
3.
Just go back a little bit.
Yeah.
What was that last part?
Restore 3.
Yeah, okay. Just repeat it again for me.
Restore 3.
Okay, yeah, that's really, really good. I have lost games because someone has had like 1 unit on board and they flipped Ray and then gone Devotion, and I've just gone, I can't deal with that.
I'm gonna restore 5, thanks.
I can't deal with that. I can't and you swing with Ray first, heal 3, put a counter on it, and then Devotion it. And what was that, a 4/8?
Yeah.
I can't deal with that.
No, of course not.
And then you Jedi lightsaber, and the game's over.
Oh, Jedi lightsaber on this lady
Oh my
is
gosh.
beautiful.
This woman.
She deserves her spot in S tier.
Yeah, she does. One hell of a woman.
The only hero in S tier so far.
True.
But
Villains
we
eating it
do
up.
have one more leader,
certainly do.
and I genuinely would have to look at the board to find out who it is. Wait,
I know who it is.
who is it?
You go.
Oh no,
She's going down here.
oh no,
She's blue. She's a villain. She loves grit.
it's Kira.
It's Kira. So
She is definitely going down there.
She's definitely going down there.
Yeah, definitely going down there.
Um,
Go from S tier down the below. Kira is a very interesting leader. Kira is a very cool leader. Kira is a leader that is awkward as hell.
so awkward.
Very,
She's a weird
very,
girl.
very
We'll
awkward.
start with her front side. She is weirdly enough kind of like a mirror to Han in sorts, where she's action tab 1, deal 2 damage to a unit, give it a shield.
Sure is.
And then she flips at 5. She is a 0/8 with grit. And she says, when she enters the battlefield, heal all units,
Fantastic.
and then deal damage equal to all units, equal to, I believe, half their remaining health rounded down.
Fennec Shand is a 4/4.
And Shand is a 4/4.
And we were saying before that we're happy with that 4/4.
Yeah.
Kira
Is it?
deploys as a 4/4.
Kira is a 4/4.
I
wish she was like a 2/8.
I wish she was like a
Became
2/8.
6/4 when she
Would be
flipped.
so good. Unfortunately,
Unfortunately.
Kira falls into the same trap
Yeah, she really does.
as a few other leaders do in SWU, where she needs a big board, and this game is designed around trading.
It's weird that she has support, but she still doesn't feel great.
It's one of those weird... You're like, oh, just throw a bunch of grit stuff in there, and then you're good.
It doesn't really work like that.
Then your grit stuff gets removed, and then
It's like,
you're flipping her, and you're doing a little bit of damage to everything, but you're blue, so you're just defeating things. You're not really dealing a lot of chip damage. If you had a way to chip damage in blue, I'd understand it more. Because if this was red, I'd understand it more. Because you could then be like, all right, flipper, cool, that's damage. Now open fire it. I found a lot of times when I was playing her and testing her out, I would flip, I'd deal 2 damage to some space unit and never be able to stop it.
I think it would be. I think, and this might be a little too strong, but I think she would be better if she flipped as a 4/4 shielded, and her ability was heal all. Her ability was just deal damage to each unit equal to its remaining HP. So all your shielded units ping their shields off, and all of your opponent's units get wiped.
Yeah.
But I think that might be too strong.
And there is a lot of room to wiggle with her. I think there's definitely a place for her that she
agree.
can do things. I just think that at the moment it hasn't been solved, and I think she's a very interesting leader, probably the one of the most mechanically unique leaders we've seen.
She's the most mechanically unique leader.
And
she's super interesting. Don't let our talking down of her be a negative. She's really cool.
But I do believe.
I do believe as well. It's just a little C tier. Finn's alone.
Finn's alone.
Boo.
So, that's every leader. This is our definitive, never changing. Don't worry about it.
I like it.
I like it too.
I like it enough to change it later.
I like it enough to change it later too. This letter's going up. I swear. She will. I promise. Don't worry, guys.
This one probably won't. Yeah. But look at this. Look at this villain spread again. Just like last set, 3 villains and a hero.
Although A tier
is cramped. A tier is cramped with heroes.
Yeah, and I could see Han Solo going up there depending on how this gameplay goes. I could also see it going down depending on this gameplay goes. But you know, I think the bottom's villain focused as well, apart from Finn down the bottom.
Yeah, I think it was pretty much just like it was half, right?
So kind of like villains were either really good or really bad, and heroes were all in between.
Yeah, heroes kind of just spread themselves out.
Yeah. But a couple of, I know, notable things that people are going to disagree with us here would be Rey. I know a lot of people don't like Rey. I rate the shit out of Rey.
Wrong. I'm going to stand on that. I'm going to die.
Hunter. I believe a lot of people are not appreciating how good Hunter is. And
people will probably be mad we moved them up to C tier. We know they're D tier in our hearts.
Yeah, but
we just want them to...
Let us dream, guys. Come on.
Let us cope. Huff that copium.
Huff that copium.
I don't know if people will be with this. Like, I don't think they will be, but I'm with it.
Oh, I'm with it.
I think that, like, mono yellow Fennec is incredible. I'm not sure how red yellow is going to go. I'm keen to play the gameplay, but I think that's all the time we have.
I think that is all the time we have. What is your thoughts on our tier list? Tell us down below. What is your thoughts on this new style of tier listing?
I love it. I love it.
I love it.
Do you love it?
I love it.
I give it a 10 out of 5 on this by summer.
Ooh, boy, that's a lot of spice, baby. This is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. Pretty sure you had a lot of fun.
Did you have a lot of fun?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Did you?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
But that's our tier list.
Go check out the gameplay.
Go check out the gameplay. Go check out any other videos that we've dropped. Possibly. And we'll see you
in the
next week for
our
take
our
on...
pre-release talks.
What was that?
Is it our pre-release talks?
It's a pre-release talks. Our takes on what you should prepare for pre-release, which of these leaders you should be looking for, because it's not necessarily these ones.
Play Fennec.
It's not necessarily the S tiers, because this is constructed tier list.
Ambush everything in. Ambush it all in.
Ambush it all.
Ambush it all, man.
Ambush it all.
Enough Fennec love. She's our queen in A tier. Ooh.
But yes, we will be talking about that next week. Check it out. We'll be back on the couch. See you there.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.